My pranams to all of you. I feel so grateful and blessed that I have a chance of talking to all of you, though on a distant mode. I would like to start this session with a small audio clipping. Wherever you are, if you are listening to it, close your eyes and listen to this music for 2 minutes. Close your mind, close your eyes, and listen to this music. You didn't have to watch the video. You don't have to watch, but listen to the audio. Thank you. Thank you very much. When you heard this music, I'm sure you found it beautiful. I did not play particularly an Indian music or a film song or a known song. I just played a music which I don't understand. I chose this music, it's called the Green Bamboo music, and it is a very popular song. I don't understand it. Therefore, my mind, the brain has no work there. The moment I start playing a music which is known to me, the brain starts functioning. Oh, it is from that film. Okay, he sang it. Oh, this is the music. I know the tune already. I didn't want the brain to come in the picture at all. You could only hear the music which you can't understand. You could listen to the tenor of the voice and the tremor in the voice and beautiful the overtones of the voice and lovely background music. You enjoyed it without knowing the meaning of it. This is most beautiful, my friends. Many a time the problem with us is we start arguing with your mind, try to find a meaning in everything. We don't have to find meaning in everything we do. You go on the hilltop and see a beautiful valley there, lovely sunshine, and you find the trees there and there's a mist in the far distance. You see a tree there. Mind does not interpret the tree. Oh, beautiful. You only say beautiful. You enjoy it. But the moment the mind starts interpreting, the beauty of the mind is gone. Therefore, remember, my friends, the mind is pure, follows like a shadow that never leaves. I always emphasize the mind is everything. You become what you think. You think you are a garbage pit, you become garbage pit. You think I am so beautiful, your mind becomes a flower bouquet. It depends on what you think. In every village, there is a garbage pit and also a rose garden. Why do you stand near the garbage pit and go on complaining about it? Oh, dirty, it is stinking. Get up from there and go to the rose garden and pick up roses. Who stopped you from doing that? Mind is that one. It can take you to heaven and hell. It depends on what you choose. The bliss and solitude of a quiet life is useful for a creative mind. My friends, on the screen, you have so many outstanding names, fantastic names. Ramachandra, Krishna, Buddha, Mahavira, Mother Teresa, Roger Federer, C.N.R. Rao, Gandhi, Birju Maharaj, Mary Curie, Bhimsen Joshi, Beethoven, Wordsworth, Shakespeare, Einstein, Prophet Muhammad, Stephen Hawking, all these outstanding people. Abdul Kalam, Mandela, Michelangelo, Veda Vyasa the Great, and Sachin Tendulkar, Jesus Christ, Dalai Lama, all of them are here. I've taken efforts to put them in a particular format. What is special about these people? I always wondered what makes people special. Why can't all be special? Why some people become special? And one thing we know, they are all achievers who excelled in their sphere of activity. Whatever the area they chose, they were extraordinary performers in that. This question comes to the mind of everybody. How could they reach the level that they ultimately reached? How did they reach that? They are not only great achievers, they are also great human beings. The human society records their contribution. They become part of our history. They are outstanding human beings. I always wonder, can we point out one quality that made him great? Yeah, there must be many qualities that made them great. There are many, many qualities each one possessed. But one thing that made them stand out, I personally feel, was their ability to handle their mind. You have seen the great achievers, others were equally talented, brilliant, but they did not last long. They were swept away by the appreciation and claps of the people. But only a few people could handle their mind. There were perhaps better batsmen than Sachin Tendulkar. But he stood like a colossus on the Indian cricket scene for 24 long years. What made him stand there? His ability to handle the mind. Why Dalai Lama remains on top of the world for so long? Ability to handle his mind. How did they prepare and maintain their beautiful mind? I call them as beautiful minds. Today my journey is only about it. I use the word beautiful mind. But what is beautiful? What is beautiful? Normally, beautiful means something very attractive, pleasing to look at. Or is it more than that? When you want to look at the first impression, no doubt, external appearance makes an impact. When you look at a person, oh, beautiful. When you look at a pretty woman or a handsome man, it is natural. Oh, very attractive personality. You are drawn towards it. If the external beauty was all that was important, that was the only quality required, my question is, why would there be any breakups among the stars and luminaries? You know, the outstanding, most beautiful, handsome people, most beautiful girls get married together. Some of them do not last long. Why? The physique was attracting, the face was most beautiful. I mentioned Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor, stunningly beautiful woman. She played Cleopatra. Cleopatra, you could see the movie. I mean, one of the most stunningly beautiful women of that time. She married 7 times and the same man twice. Why? Why? The most attractive body. They could not stay together. The question is, it's not the body per se. And today I'm talking. I think when most of us say of a beautiful mind, we become beautiful. My friends, all of us are beautiful. We look beautiful. We feel beautiful when we are confident. Don't you think so? When you have done something beautiful, you have done something excellent, you feel so happy about it, you feel like standing before the mirror and appreciating, good job done, good job done. We are confident. When we are happy, when I have done something wonderful, something kind, something compassionate, something loving. This has nothing to do with appearance, my friend. Nothing to do with appearance. Socrates, whom I like so much, was supposed to be a very ugly man. And Mahatma Gandhi was not the most handsome person that we ever had. But they were the most beautiful people. The question is this: we should differentiate between a beautiful mind and a beautiful face. They may or may not go together. May go together, but may not go together. But when you do something good, something compassionate, something loving, something caring for yourself and others, suddenly you look beautiful. And I always feel at the end of the day, nobody can make you beautiful excepting yourself. If I want to feel beautiful, I should create myself beautifully. Nobody can make it. In Indian philosophy, we say Uddharen Atmanatmanam. I lift myself. If I want to be beautiful, it is my job to make myself beautiful. Please see, in spite of all these signs, in spite of all actions and rhetoric and all marketing and kinds of magazine that you see around, the beautiful comes when you start believing the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. All of us, all of me, is much greater than any small imperfections I may have. Thank God, human beings. We are not perfect. There are bound to be some imperfections in us. Ignore them. But the all remaining parts of you is so beautiful. Your heart is so beautiful. Your mind is so beautiful. They can overcome, overwhelm the small imperfection that I might have. There are my friends. And that is something beautiful that we can work on. Don't worry about some of the imperfections we have. We are bound to be imperfect. There are some imperfections we have. If you go on worrying about that imperfection you have, then you'll not be able to do great things. Hello? Hello? ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ? Okay, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Is much greater than any imperfection that I might have. I should work on my strengths rather than my weaknesses. This is most beautiful analogy I found, my friends. Mind like water. Don't you think you get thrilled when you see pure water gushing out? I enjoy that when I go to my village. When they put the pump on, the water starts coming in the pipe there and starts flowing out. I love to hold that water in my hand. Pure stream of water flowing out is such a joy to see. Joy to see. And drinking pure water is also a joy. And so is the mind. Contact with the greatest minds is possible only when the mind is beautiful. You must have experienced that at least sometime in your life. When you are connected with or in the presence of beautiful mind, how do you know that's a beautiful mind? The moment you sit in front of those people, you feel so satisfied, so relaxed, and most important, you feel humbled in the presence of such people. They are beautiful minds. They reflect you. They reflect your heart. You can't have dirty in your heart when you are looking at a beautiful mind there, like a mirror. I have seen, fortunately, God's blessings, I have met so many people in my life. But I want to mention 3 people today whom I felt the heart was like a pure water. Beautiful mind they had. One was Swami Ranganathanandaji. Swami Ranganathananda, a boy who came from Kerala to help the monks in Mysore, did all errand jobs, but also learnt along, and finally went to the level of the president of the Ramakrishna mission. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru called him the truest cultural ambassador of India. And people called him the Abhinava Vivekananda. That kind of person. It was he virtually brought me into education. Every time I went and sat before him, I just became a child. I could not talk anything else. I just wanted to listen to whatever he says. Even just 2 months before his death, he called me to Calcutta and blessed me. Sitting before him was surrender. The second person like that was Dr. Kalam. Absolutely innocent. In spite of his position as the president of India, it was he who touched the hearts of countless millions all over the world. Once he was in some program, and many a times I had the privilege of translating him into Kannada. There were 200 people in the auditorium. He called me and said, "Do you think they understand what I speak?" He asked me. I told him very honestly, most of them don't understand what you speak. Then why are they here? He asked me. I told him, I have come to see you. See me? Am I a hero? He asked me. I told him, why do you compare with the heroes, sir? You are far better than that. And after the session was over, I went up to him, touched his feet and told him, you asked me a question. Why these people have come to see you? I have some fair answer for it, sir. It is so easy to remain ignorant throughout life. It is so easy to remain ignorant throughout life, but impossible to remain innocent. You have remained innocent like a child. Dr. Kalam remained like an innocent child till the last breath of his life. Amazing personality that I had seen. That was a beautiful mind, a child's mind, an innocent mind, transparent like pure water. And the third person I'm going to mention, we are fortunate that we are living in the time when he is there, Siddheshwar Swamiji of Jnana Yoga Ashram in Bijapur. Perhaps I know him for the last 25 to 30 years. My friend, let me tell you, people call him as walking God and all that. I have not heard speaking negative about anybody so far. Never making critical remarks about anybody. Even people draw him to controversies, he will say, I don't know what you think appropriate. The man was positivity personified. No negativity at all. Appreciates every good job. Absolutely clean like water. When you sit before these people, you can see and feel a beautiful heart, a beautiful mind in them that makes you humble. And a beautiful mind, what is the quality of a beautiful mind? It makes others happy. Please remember, there are some people, when they come out and meet people, others are so happy, the face glooms. Oh, he has come now. Why, very good. We are so happy to meet him. A beautiful mind, whenever it goes, the other people's face opens like a flower. Waits in anticipation of something beautiful coming from here. The mind makes others happy, whether you human or animals. It takes every opportunity to serve around. Beautiful mind feels for others, wants to touch the lives of others, share with everybody, every opportunity to serve. I have a very beautiful experience, my friends, I should share with you. When the Latur earthquake happened, the serious jolt that we faced, I, along with my some friends, went from to that place. Perhaps we were one of the very few to reach that place early. And few Swayam Sevaks had come and few policemen were there. And some tents were put up for doctors where they could help the people who were alive. We had a job of removing the stones because most of the houses were built by stones. We had to remove the stones, debris, remove the bodies and take them to the hospital, the temporary hospitals. They will see whether the patient is alive or not. Then if they're alive, they'll give treatment. This continued. And there used to be one man, middle-aged man, a Maharashtrian, local man. He didn't understand anything other than Marathi and to some extent Hindi. He was helping us. 4 or 5 of us were removing the body. Beautiful sight to see, removing the bodies and taking there. And we took one person. And along with it, there were 3 more people. Shifted all the bodies. And one young fellow, about 10, 11-year-old boy, we kept him on the stretcher and took care. One young doctor said, oh no, he is dead. The senior doctor said, don't say that, let me check up. And then he said, no, the boy is not dead. We should not allow him to die. We should see that the boy survives. I was just watching Shanappa. The person's name, local man's name was Shanappa. Shanappa was not talking at all earlier. He was just looking gloomy everywhere and helping us without talking. When the senior doctor said we should see that this boy does not, we should make all efforts. Can you believe, my friends? Shanappa burst out, started shaking like a mad fellow. Yeah, we should try everything. We should try everything. We should never allow him to die. And his tears were rolling down his cheek and he's shouting at the top of his voice, like absolutely a madman. I went up to him and hugged him and said, Shanappa, cool down, cool down. Kya ho raha hai? What happened? He started crying, sir, this child should not die, sir. I was wondering why this man is so agitated. We made him quiet. And you know what I found out? Just 48 hours before, Shanappa, his wife, his daughter, 15-year-old daughter, and 10-year-old son lived in the house, and the house collapsed. Earthquake. All three died except Shanappa. He had done the cremation for all the three. Imagine, somebody who had lost the entire world around him, all three people around him, he's here to help others. And when doctor said we should make all effort to save the child, he must have felt it must be his son and wanted to shout, save everybody, save everybody. That was a piece of a beautiful mind I ever saw. Feeling for others. He has gone through hell, but doesn't want others to go through hell. That's a beautiful mind. This mind does not the freedom of others, does not impose things on others, because I like it, I want to put it on everybody. No. Such mind which does not impose itself, feels for us, wants to serve others, is a beautiful mind. It is an asset to have a beautiful mind like that. If your mind is beautiful, take it from me, my friends, knowledge flows into it. It just flows into it without much effort, because there is no blockage there. The blockage is the arrogance. If that is not there, knowledge comes in freely. There are many address slips for a beautiful mind. Many address slips. But some of them I put it here. I understand. First is passion. Second is courage, commitment, purpose, and forgiveness. There may be many, but I think these are important for a beautiful mind. As Steve Jobs writes, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Enjoy what you do. It's a passion. People with a beautiful mind absolutely love what they do. It energizes them. And they are so lively all the time. They're enjoying what they do. They're not doing a job, 10 to 5 job. If somebody asks somebody, where are you working? I'm not working. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but people are paying for it. It doesn't feel like work for them because they're doing what they're born to do. I have an example of a great Zen master, Tetsugen. Tetsugen was a Zen monk. He was very compassionate and very helpful to people around. He never bothered himself. But only one desire he had was to print the sutras of Zen philosophy on paper, or those days they printed on cloth. They would cut the alphabets on the one block, dip it in the black color, and then press it on the white cloth. That's how printing was done at that time. He wanted to print all the sutras of Zen. He wandered in the country. He was in Japan. Wandered in the country for 15 years, collected money. When he thought there's enough money to print the sutras, the Uji River overflowed. Huge floods. The river bank broke and water entered into all the villages and towns, and thousands of people lost their habitat. What Tetsugen did? Tetsugen called his disciples and gave all the money that he had collected for printing sutras. Give it to people. Help them to survive this calamity. Students felt bad. Our teacher had made so much effort to print sutras, he could not. Again, next 15 years, he moved around the country and collected some more money. He had money in the sutras now. When he wanted to print it, the yellow fever came in. The yellow fever started killing people. Villages became absolutely deserted because people started dying. Tetsugen called his disciples, take this money, help people, help them, build refuge camps. All the money was gone. Now he was not young anymore. Still, he said, I will go around. He went and collected his money, and he was 75-year-old when he had enough money to print, and he got the sutras printed on paper and cloth. They are still there in the museum in Kyoto. Kyoto, if you go to Kyoto, there is a Zen museum, and you can find Tetsugen's sutras of Zen printed there. And disciples believe, when Zen masters who came after him always say, Tetsugen printed the sutras 3 times. Listen very beautifully. Tetsugen did not print the sutras only once. He printed the sutras 3 times. But the 2 sutras are not printed on paper or cloth. They are printed on the hearts of people. Only the last one printed is available in the museum. First 2 are available on the hearts of the people. That is a beautiful mind. It is passionate. It can't restfully executes what he wanted to do. Tetsugen. Can you tell me any beautiful mind you know which had no passion at all? Please remember, a person without a passion just exists till the last breath. That's all. It doesn't contribute to the human race at all. Passion is the one which makes difference between an ordinary man and an extraordinary man. There's a beautiful statement. Bill Clinton, former president of the United States, when he was a young boy, he had a chance of meeting President John Kennedy. You shook hand with John Kennedy. And immediately boy said, if this man can become the president of the United States, I can as well be the president of the United States. It became passion. And the passion made him reach that destiny. Therefore, and this beautiful is not scared. Is not scared. It is completely courageous. And this courage is contagious. Remember, my friends, courage is a tendency that gets over all these challenges and does not allow us to come in between. It conquers all the threats. I have so many examples, but I can only mention briefly. I'm sure you know this brilliant lady called Arunima Sinha. I knew her so well. I know her so well. Amazing girl. She wanted to be the volleyball player of Uttar Pradesh and she wanted to play for the country. She was a good sportsman. She was traveling by train one day. She had some money in the bag and 4 vagabonds in the train compartment wanted to snatch the bag. Like a typical sportsman, she fought with them. And these 4 wretched fellows dragged her to the door of the moving train and pushed her out of the moving train. This girl fell out and fell on the other side. Unfortunately, she fell on the other track, parallel railway track. Her misfortune, a train came from the other opposite side. However much she tried to save herself, the train moved on her left leg. You can imagine, my friends, you are standing on the platform and you are sure the train would not come on the platform. But still the sound of the engine can scare anybody. But Arine was lying there close to the train and the train moved over her legs, left leg. It was cut below the knee and the gangrene set. She was like that till the whole night. She bled herself. Next day, father saw her and thought she was dead. Took her to the hospital. She was alive. The gangrene had set in. They cut up to the thigh level. All Arima's dreams had fallen flat. She cannot play volleyball now. Life doesn't stop with one. The courage is one weeks you go. She wanted to do something else. She read that can do mountaineering. She went and met the top mountaineers there. They said, no, you can't do it. With 2 legs, we find it difficult, and with 1 leg, how can you do it? She approached Ratan Tata, and Tata gave her money to learn mountaineering. She went to Dehradun, undertook training, and really wanted to climb Mount Everest. You should listen to her. You should listen to her, the way she says passionately. And that courage you can see in her eyes sparkling. She says she started climbing with the artificial leg. Climbing in snow is not easy. The foot goes down at least half a feet and a half, and you have to drag it up again. She was continuing the journey. This was seen, just about 150, 200 meters away. Suddenly, her friend shouted, "Look, Arunima, what has happened to your leg?" You know that in cold condition, the body becomes numb, completely useless. The wooden leg that she had fixed there, when she pushed her leg inside snow and pulled it, it had turned around. And this thing was piercing into her skin and completely was bloody. They said, "Stay here only. We'll make a tent for you. We'll go and come back." I said, "Nothing doing. My life's ambition is to reach Mount Everest. I have come so far, I'll not go back." She positioned the leg properly, her handkerchief with the bleeding leg. She went up Mount Everest, went on top of the cliff, and kept a photograph of Ramaka Paramhamsa, Vivekananda, an Indian flag, and some sweets, prayed for the country, and came down. She has become an icon today for younger people. Icon. This courage of doing beyond the normal abilities, beautiful mind, my friends. Because when you're thinking of one top thing, challenge you have before you, everything else becomes minor. For a small mind, not a clean mind, every small thing becomes an obstacle. We worry more about obstacle than achieving the goal. Imagine either different altogether. Swami Vivekananda writes when he was going in Varanasi, he had coconuts and some fruits in his hand, and some fierce looking monkeys started chasing him. He started running. They're fierce monkeys. And somebody shouted, "Stop, don't run, don't panic, turn back and look into the eyes of the monkeys." Vivekananda stopped, turned around and looked into the eyes of the monkeys, and monkeys went away. Then he gives us a message to us: when you face challenges, threats, run, don't panic, face the situation, and please believe that you can solve the problem. And if you can solve it as early as possible. Let me try tomorrow. Let me try next year. It's not useful if the situation becomes bad. Today and now is the time, and I am the best person. It is not overconfidence. It is ability to do, willingness to put myself and try. And that's what Vivekananda says. Courage is that. Makes you believe that you are the person to solve the problem. And this is most important for my young friends. Commitment is important. We use the word interest and commitment. To me, interest is not important. If you are interested in something, you wait only if the conditions are favorable. Actually, I wanted to do, but it did not help. I tried, but not help. That means you are only interested in that. If you are committed to doing something, there are no excuses. There are only risks. I would request a beautiful mind to have commitment. Otherwise, can you tell me what commitment you have to do to achieve things? Whether it's a prime minister or people in the villages, they have a commitment to do to themselves. Once they are committed to do, they will do extraordinary things. If they are only in peak of a day, when you did something wonderful and you are feeling so satisfied, that is not the day when you just lounged around doing nothing. When you are happy on a particular day for having done something wonderful, remember that very active, very active. You're not wasting your time. In fact, you never thought you could do such. You did it on that day. When one is committed to duties, it goes beyond the reach. And interesting, when your commitment is strong, it works around the virtues and the values. If you're dormant earlier, suddenly they come to surface and make you a great person. I can't think of a better example than Abraham Lincoln at this stage. Abraham Lincoln took over the presidentship at difficult times. America was going through civil war, the North versus South. Atlanta was main center, the heart was going on, and thousands of young people were dying. One day they went to the hospital. They went to the hospital in Atlanta. was feeling bad. So many young people are dying. He went into one ward and asked the doctor about a person lying there. What problem with this man? 24-year-old man lying on the bed, stages all over. The doctor said, "Sir, he will not survive long. Maximum another half an hour, 45 minutes. We can't do anything to him. We are allowing him to die now." Lincoln pulled a stool and sat next to the, put his hand on the forehead of this soldier and asked him, "Son, who is that?" The boss. Lincoln said, "I am your servant. I am your servant. I want to. Can I help you in anything?" The boy said, "Yes, you can help me. I don't think I will live long now. I wanted to write a letter to my mother, but I can't now. Can you do it for me?" Lincoln said, "Yes, definitely I will do." He took paper and started writing. The boy, with half eyes closed, started narrating. "Kindly tell me. I told you that after tomorrow I'll come back and see you. But there's very little chance I can come and see you. That's on the ebb now. It's in the last stages. I will not be able to come and see you. But feel proud, man, because I fought for my country. I am a brave death. Feel proud about it. I'm sorry again I could not come and see you. Bless me so that I can cross the bridge as early as possible. Thank you." Lincoln wrote all that. The boy said, "Can you read it for me?" Lincoln read out the whole letter. And this was written by his servant, Abraham Lincoln. Boy immediately out of eyes, he asked him, "Abraham Lincoln? True? Are you Abraham Lincoln, my president?" Abraham Lincoln said, "Yes. I am the president, all right, but at this point of time, I'm your servant. I'm willing to do anything that you tell me to do." And the boy said, "Thank you so much, sir. After being the president of the country, sitting next to me, I have one request to make. Hold my hand. Hold my hand for another half an hour till I cross the bridge of this life and go to another life. Can you be with me?" Lincoln said, "I will do it." He held his hand and sat there. Slowly and slowly, the pulses of that boy became weaker. After half an hour, he passed away. Lincoln removed the hand, kept the hand on the chest of the boy, wiped his tears away. Sight of the people, doctor said, the boy must have had a natural death, so peaceful death, in spite of the injuries on his body. This can happen only when he is by another beautiful mind. Lincoln was that beautiful mind. And this commitment does not allow you to stop because of difficulties on the way, challenges on the way. And I can't think of a more beautiful mind than Sir M. Vishwesvaraya, our own person. He was in Mysore. At that time, the gold mines in Kola was managed by a company called Taylor and Company. They wanted power supply. They required power. They signed an agreement on particular day, October 1st or so, we'll hand over power to gods. Unfortunately, that year the rains were so heavy in Coorg, water started gushing in, and the Kaveri broke its banks and over the situation everywhere. Since the water got diverted towards the dam, they could not generate electricity. And then people from London, Taylor and Company, wrote a letter. We can understand it is a natural calamity, therefore don't insist. You should give us on October 1st only. You can delay it, no problem. They themselves said you can give it later. Maharaja called Vishwesvaraya and told him, don't be in a hurry. Do it later on. The Taylor and Company have written, you can supply power later. I said, okay. But you know what he did? He went to duty in Mysore from morning 9 to 5, then drive to Kher Sagar, where the work was going on. He hired 5,000 people. Can you believe, my friends? 5,000 people. 3,000 men and 2,000 women. Women would have the glass bottle, kerosene and a wick there, hold it like this in the night, all night. What they did? They put sand in gunny bags and built a bank of river Kaveri. They built the river and directed the water towards the falls, and the power generated on 1st October. The power was over to Taylor and Company. For when the function was there to hand over, the Taylor Company chairman told, I don't know, how could you do that? And Maharaj said, I told him not to do it, but I don't know. Vishwesvaraya is the kind of who does all things. And Vishwesvaraya told Taylor and Company managing director, gentlemen, for you it is an agreement on. For me, a commitment to my master. I had told him, Mysore, I will give power on 1st October and it's my duty to give it, come what may. On paper, you may say you can give it later. I don't allow my master's word to be followed. Therefore, I ensured that the power supply is done. Commitment. Mark Twain, the great humorist, the two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why you were born. Great Shankaracharya mentioned, Ko hamda, who am I? Why am I coming to the world? The date you are born and the day you realize life. The tragedy of life is not in reaching your goals. The tragedy is not having goals. It is a calamity to with dreams unfulfilled, but not dreams. It is not a disaster to be unable to capture your ideals. Disaster not to have ideals to capture. It is not a disgrace not to reach the stars, but it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach. Life has no purpose. The life has a purpose. Life, without that, there is no meaning. Isaac Asimov, the science fiction writer, says only 1 in 6 million leaves his footprints on the end of time. Others disappear like worms without leaving trace of their footprints on the shores of life. I should have some purpose of life. Every time I travel to New York, I find the Brooklyn Bridge. I remember this father and son, great people, John and Washington Roebling, who made this bridge. John believed that the bridge can, and everybody laughed at him. And he made the design. The first column was to be fixed, and there was a small program. At that time, some unfortunate thing happened. The pole fell down on John, and John died on the spot. And Washington Roebling's backbone was hurt. He became like a vegetable. Sent him to hospital. How many years? How many months? He could not speak, he could not talk, he could not respond. He was just but after some time he found he moved his fingers, tips of the fingers, called his wife and went on tapping her hand. After some time, husband and wife discovered a language. Whatever he typed, she converted that into a language and passed on instruction to engineers. Engineers constructed the building. For 11 years, I am told, it went on. Washington was watching from the windows of the hospital the construction of the bridge. The bridge was complete. Brooklyn Bridge was complete. He was so happy it was done. And I asked them to take them across the bridge in a trolley, in a van. They took him twice from this that time, and I am told next day he passed away. He had a purpose for life. I would say Brooklyn Bridge today stands as a monument to John's determination, Washington's commitment, and his wife's tenacity to tolerate all that. Therefore, they have a purpose in life. I must find a purpose for my life. No matter how many changes and transition you go through, your life is a drive up and down. If you rely on guiding principles, values, some principles in your life that are important to you, they'll always give meaning to life. Without values in myself, I can't find new meaning in my life. The great D.V. Gundappa, whom I admire, really admire, a man who lived with poverty till the last. He never saw big money. On the day he died, we found in a small below his cot, there were in the trunk there were checks which were not sent to banks. The value of 20,500 rupees. Please believe me, 28,500 rupees in 1975. Several lakhs today. He had not sent them to bank. He needed money. Why did he not send? If he had done some job, some people have paid him more than what he really deserved, he would not send it to bank. That was a commitment, man. Some values that you made Gundappa an icon amongst us. Beautiful minded people have dedication. That comes the purpose that is in alignment with the deep. Whatever values I have, if the values are very deep, my dedication will get connected with the values. I can't give the example. It's a big example of Rabia al-Ladawiyya, a Sufi saint who lived in 6th century. A woman who should be admired all the time. She had two twins. 18 boys, beautiful, handsome, cultured. They had gone to help the father in the farm. They brought the fodder back to the animals. On the way, it started raining. They took shelter under the tree. Lightning hit the tree and both the children died on this spot. You can make out, my friends, what happens when 18-year-old twins die in one go. Farmers bring the bodies of the two. She takes them, keep them in the room there, and ask everybody, please go back home. Don't be here. I'll manage it. She sends them, and husband comes home for lunch. Look at it. She cooks food for him and serves him. And after the food, when he sits on the platform outside the house, she goes and sits next to him and says, I have not hidden anything from you so far, but I have one thing I had not told you. Years ago, one great man came and he was going on a pilgrimage. He said, Rabia, I am going on a pilgrimage. On the way there are dacoits. They loot everybody. I got some precious things. Keep it with you. When I come back, I'll take it. Normally, those people went to pilgrimage, went to the intention of not coming back. She kept it in the house. 1 year passed, 2 years passed, 3 years passed. She thought the great man must be dead. She started taking those beautiful ornaments. She used it for several years. She thought it is her own. And Rabia says, today morning the great man came and asked for those beautiful things. Since I've been using it for so long, I did not like giving immediately. I told him, I'll talk to my husband evening. What shall I do? Husband said, you are such a great person. World admires you. You should have given it back. It is his property. Given back with thanks. Why did you not give? Then Rabia says, then we should do it. She held her husband's hand to the room where the bodies of the two children were kept. She opened the door and showed, 18 years ago, God had given me these two precious property, and today he is asking them back. We shall give it. Husband collapsed and started crying and said, Rabia, I'm a father. I can't stand this. How did you stand as a mother? You know what she says? I have complete faith in God. I have complete faith in God. When you have complete faith in God, even the most challenging conditions are acceptable to me. That's the beauty. Commitment is aligned with your values. It is most beautiful quality. You don't carry in your mind hatredness. Unfortunately, you forget bad things. You remember 2004, there, April 14th, you're standing near the bus stand wearing red t-shirt. What did you say on that day? You remember something when it's for years. That's terrible. Forgive it. Close it. As Mahatma Gandhi said, we never forgive. Forgiveness is the attitude strong. Weak people cannot forgive. Strong people can forgive. And Mahatma Gandhi remains a model in that. Forgiving people. Amazing. One is looking at you with a naked glass. Please remember, nobody looks with a naked eye. Everybody is wearing glasses of their own beliefs, perceptions, and desires. And probably we also look at people with our own perceptions and feelings. They see what they want to see. That's where the beauty is charm. I don't see them as they are. I want to see them the way I want to with my glasses. I would suggest don't bother about it. It's worth it. Don't look at people with the past experience. Look at them as they are. Beautiful people. Beautiful people. As long as you're honest with yourself and you are doing your best, you are just fine. You're absolutely Don't worry about it. Don't complain. Understand that because I have this famous small minds discuss people. Oh, she did it. Why should she do it? Why he did it? Small mind discuss. Moment you start seeing people, mind is small. Big minds discuss events. Oh, that was the thing. This is not so. This can be done better. Big minds discuss events. Beautiful minds discuss ideas. My mind discuss only ideas, not people. Compliment yourself. This is the last slide, my friends. This is a lot of effort in writing the first sentence. You can compliment yourself, you can complete yourself. What do you mean by complimenting? Filling up what you don't have. Just look at your life in you and what perhaps is not so appropriate. Fill up those what is not appropriate. Correct what is not appropriate. You are complimenting yourself. When you compliment yourself, you can complete yourself. When you feel complete, is full. Cup of life is full. Everything looks so beautiful. Beautiful is what you connect with, and that matters to you. I should mention the name of CB here. CB Jairao, I had the pleasure of knowing him and working with him for some time. He was an all radio, very handsome man, very handsome, smart, neatly dressed, shirt tucked in properly, shoe polished, and the belt buckle at the center. And he would keep in the hip pocket always a comb. He will comb his hair every 5 minutes. And on the left hand side pant pocket, he would keep one handkerchief to polish the toes of the shoe. On the right hand side, he had another handkerchief where in the third layer of the handkerchief there was some powder. They put powder. Sometimes I asked him, do you confuse the two handkerchiefs? He said, no. A very handsome, very smart man. He retired. You believe. Track of him. A great man called Ranganath, H.K. Ranganath. Great man. He and I are very close friends. One day Ranganath telephoned to me, Karajagi, shall we go and meet Jairao? His health is not good. He is admitted to Martha Hospital. Oh my God. We both of us went. As in the corridor towards the ward in which he was kept, his wife came along and she started crying. We said, what happened? He said, just now the report from Hyderabad that Jairao is down with cancer, the 4th stage, not much time left. Why I am telling you is, he doesn't know. Please don't tell him. Why I am telling you is, you know how fussy he is about keeping neat. Every day he wants to shave. Every day he wants to take shower. Please tell him not to do that. Cleaning his intestine. Doctors are telling, but he's not thinking. Why don't you tell him? We were so shocked that Jairao is going to be here for only a few days. We went inside, sat by the side of the bed. Immediately Jairao told his wife, you go out and close the door behind you. He said, yeah, go out. And told me, Karajagi, go in the room. She went out, I bolted him and came back and sat. And he tells us, Ranganath, don't tell my wife and children. They feel bad. You know, I'm a cancer patient in the final stage. I'll not live 1 month. Ranganath and I myself were so shocked. This man knows. Ranganath recovered himself and said, then Jairao, then why do you want to shave yourself every day? You want to marry again? Keep quiet, take rest, nurse will do it for you. Why are you doing all that? The answer Jairao gave, my friends, will be less for my life. It could be for anybody. Just smiled and told us, Ranganath, I know I am ill. I am critically ill. But why should I look ill? I am ill, I am critically ill. But why look ill? I want to feel happy. I want to feel till the last breath of my life. He lived like that. You are beautiful. Go on. Tell someone how spectacular they are. Tell everybody. Don't find out for them. Tell someone how spectacular they are and how they have made your life beautiful. Once you have done that, go and practice before the mirror. Tell the person in the mirror, you are beautiful. You are wonderful. Don't tell me now you have not yet fallen in love with yourself, because you now have a beautiful mind. Let us all have a beautiful mind, my friends, and that solution for our life. We enjoyed being what you are. I'm extremely thankful for patience this long discourse. Thank you. Rajesh, it was very nice to tell someone how spectacular others. Thank you so much for what